Hey, how's it going? Back again. Gonna do another random picks video, I think, since the last one was kind of fun. Gives me a chance to hear stuff I haven't listened to in a while, and I may not ever get a chance to show on the channel. So, yeah, on the last one, Jason Hook expressed some interest in the old punk singles, so I just randomly picked a dozen of those, and I'll rip through those. Yeah, got quite a few new subscribers actually, so thanks a lot for doing that. Hopefully I'll entertain you. I know what I cover really isn't the focus of a lot of people in the vinyl community, as it were, but whatever. Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe it'll turn you on to something that you've never heard and end up liking. So, yeah, we'll jump into her. I'm going right to Boston, Massachusetts with Thundertrain. It's from 1976. It's on Jelly Records. It's Hot for Teacher on the A side, and Love the Way You Love Me on the B side. It's produced by Earthquake Morton and Nighthawk Lily. Willie Alexander played piano on this. He's kind of a noteworthy Boston guy. This is it's kind of like a hard rock, almost like a boogie rock at times, but with a heavy dose of like 70s glam in it. It's very good. The singer went on to sing in the Joe Perry Project, which is kind of funny. But yeah, a totally influential band. They get mentioned quite a bit as like kind of one of those proto-punk deals. But yeah, there's a pretty cool documentary on them on YouTube you can look up. I forget the title of it. Do I Know You? So yeah, Thundertrain. Sticking to Massachusetts, but this is from Amherst, which may or may not be a suburb of Boston. Who knows? Scientific Americans, Beyond Rational Thought. It's on Techno Tunes from 1979. I like this record a lot more than I really expected to when I got it. I heard the song "Get It for Less" on, I think, one of Chuck Warner's comp CDs on the Hype to Death label. And it's kind of goofy. It's got, you know, there's definitely a Devo influence in there, in their goofiness. You can tell they're having a ton of fun. It's, you know, not so Devo heavy that it's, you know, completely all synthed out and whatever, but there are synths in here, but not to the magnitude of Devo. Actually, at times, this totally touches on hardcore. It's kind of surprised me. I expected it to be all like kind of just what you'd expect for old punk, but they actually rev it up a little bit. It's pretty fast for 1979, really, in a lot of cases anyway. And they cover Eep Op Ork Ah Ah, which was Jet Screamer's song on the Jetsons. I remember it from when I was a kid. So yeah, Scientific Americans. Next, from Richmond, Virginia, it's a band called Beex. It's Beat with He Obliterates Me on the B side. Actually, the song's My Heart Goes Beat. But yeah, it's on Wasp Records, also from 1979. It's very rock and roll based, as a lot of this early stuff was. The singer, she kind of has a meandering style. It fits the plodding kind of beat of the songs. And usually that kind of stuff just bores me silly, but both these songs are actually pretty good. She's obnoxious, but kind of in a low-key way. And I think it's just that she it's almost like she's putting on a fake New York accent at some points, which I don't know if that was her intention or what, but by and large, it's a pretty good single. Singer unfortunately died in 2017 as the result, or 2007, sorry, as the result of breast cancer. So that's kind of tragic. Apparently they were right on the cusp of doing some reunion shows and cutting an album or something. Next, from Glasgow, Scotland, a band called Venigmas, Turn the Lights Out. It's on Graduate Records. It's also from 1979. It's got Red Revenge on the A side and Turn the Lights Out on the B side. Red Revenge is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a singer-songwriter-y type thing. You know, maybe like a revved up Tom Robinson or something. Kind of sounds like a protest song. There's acoustic guitar in it, which generally I'm allergic to. And the solo in it's almost like flamenco. I don't know, it's fucking weird. But, yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's nothing great. But the B-side, Turn the Lights Out, is an awesome song. It's very sullen. His vocals on it are, you know, kind of smooth, really sad. It's a catchy song. I find it in my head quite often. Yeah, don't really know much else about him. Bass player went on to play in the Silencers, which were kind of a ska band that I don't pay much attention to. And the insert is a cutout to make a paper airplane, which is kind of cool. So yeah, Venigmas. It's yeah, it's all right. Next, from Atlanta, Georgia, 1980. The Basics. Pretty simple cover. It's on Basic Music. This, I heard the song Sexual Object on it, which I really liked. So my buddy Bradley, who lives in Atlanta, he found a copy and picked it up for me. Turns out Sexual Object's the only real like punk song on this. It's kind of a punk new wave song. Female vocals, which it's the only tracks on here that she really sings on. The rest of it, it's kind of like, you know, like a new wave power pop, kind of a hybrid. It's got some rootsy shit to the guitars. It kind of reminds me of something like maybe Guadalcanal Diary. Like, a lot of those bands in Atlanta have this guitar thing they do that kind of, I don't know, but they have it anyways. So yeah, you know, 3 of the 4 songs are pretty average, but Sexual Object is an awesome song. The Basics. Next, from New York City, the band called 4/4. Do not know a lot about them, because type 4/4 into Google. Good luck. You're just going to get shit about time signatures. Systematic on the B side, All Wound Up on the A side. It's on 4/4. Is it 4/4 songs? Yeah, 4/4 songs. All Wound Up on the A side is, you know, it kind of reminds me of something like maybe Elvis Costello, early Elvis Costello or something. It's got some guitars that are kind of ska, but not intentionally, I don't think. And then Systematic on the B side is the clear winner. It's a cool, kind of punky new wave song with like a blaring Farfisa organ in it. It kind of reminds me of maybe something like you know, the Algebra Mothers from Detroit, or Active Ingredients from New Jersey, something like that. Just kind of heavy, weird synth stuff with super goofy, kind of up and down, wavering vocals. The main guy behind this band is a dude named Peter Florence. That after this he kind of, well, he was involved with a million projects, but after this he kind of got some notoriety in the guitar world because he created pickups for some company called Voodoo that apparently is a bit of a big deal. I don't know, I'm not much of a Guitar Gear guy, I just play. Here from, next up, 1980, on Cynical Records. It's a band called Randy's. Their EP, Appealing to the Masses. It's on Cynical Records, 1980, as I said. This is also very rock and roll based. It's kind of weird. It's got cool rock riffs. It's got an experimental kind of thing going on, mostly with the guitars. The lead-off song, the hell's it called again? Aggravated. For some reason, it reminds me of Electric Eye by Judas Priest. I don't know. Again, it probably was intentional, because they kind of have a hard rock thing going on, but they're weird enough to kind of throw them into the punk arena, I guess, in terms of, like, Killed by Death Punk and whatever. Never heard anything else by them. I had never heard them when I bought this. I just saw it and it was cheap, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. So, yeah. Randy's. Same label as the Los Reactors single, I believe. Then we're going all the way over to Denmark for the Come With EP by Johnny Concrete, 1980. It's on Daffodil Records. Johnny Concrete, I believe he plays drums in another band called Dream Police, or he did. A friend of mine went over to Denmark, and he was hanging out with some people there, and somehow he got a couple of copies of this, so he sold one to me. Concrete is the best song on here. It's kind of like a 50s song with like walking bass, but like played at, you know, like triple time. It's pretty fast. And the rest of it's kind of reminds me of you know, UK punk from like 1979, 1980. It's definitely got a UK thing going on to it. It's kind of mid-tempo, you know, I don't know, kind of chanty vocals, reverbed out a bit. Let me see, Jegved voor du air. Excuse my Danish. That's the other awesome song on here, but by and large, kind of a hard record to come by. But yeah, Johnny Concrete. Bringing her back to the motherland from Ottawa, Ontario. It's Porcelain Forehead. Right now, the world needs a clear head. It's from 1983. The label's called Corpus. I wrote it down here. Corpus Colossum Records. First song, it's yeah, That Number Again, folks. That's a fucking ripper. It's like the Neos or something. It's super fast. The rest of the songs are more in the mid-tempo style with like shouted, kind of ranty vocals. I could see it. It's like some of those bands, the earlier bands that were associated with Alternative Tentacles or something. I mean, he's got something to say and he's yelling it. Yeah, other than that, there's not much more I can say about it. Good record. Never see it. I picked it up in a set sale somebody had. Next, from Laverne, California, which apparently is a suburb of Los Angeles. It's on Dr. Dream Records. It's from 1983. Human Therapy. Domesticated People. This is really awesome, actually. It's obviously early hardcore from 1983, but it's of the kind of melodic variety. It's, you know, that you'd get from something like Rebel Truth or MIA, you know, that kind of thing. Like super melodic, but still, for the most part, fast hardcore. It's good stuff for sure. I got their second single as well. It's not quite as good, but Kate with them all. I think I heard them first on, I think they were on Barricaded Suspects compilation that Pusshead had something to do with. Yeah, Human Therapy. Reno, Nevada. Jackshit. Hicktown. It's from 1984. It's on Squirt Down Records. It's got Steve Youth from 7 Seconds in here. Kevin Seconds does some backing vocals. This is, you know, it's fast hardcore, like, you know, kind of like maybe 7 Seconds crossed with like TSOL. Like some of the slower songs and slower parts in this sound like TSOL. It's very good. I heard, the first song I heard was We Still Like Drugs. That's what made me want to buy the record, because it's a great track. But yeah, Jackshit, Hicktown. And last, on Bull Dada Records from 1984, from New Providence, New Jersey, Teenage Depression, Skank or Die. This is kind of like just a fast hardcore. I think they refer to themselves as speed punk. The song Frat Party was also on one of Chuck Warner's comps, and it literally has the most obnoxious, snotty vocals I've probably ever heard in a punk song. Musically, they always kind of sound like they're going to fall apart at times, but then they don't. But then there's like these weird breaks that are almost jazzy, so it kind of makes you think maybe they got more skill than they're letting on. But it's a good record. Pretty sought after, kind of expensive. It just got reissued a bit ago. I bought a copy of that too because it had the story of this band who was kind of a mystery at one point. But yeah, I mean, Anarchy is for Assholes, Reagan's Gestapo. You kind of get it. Shittily produced, but it's par for the course with this stuff. So, yeah. If you ever get a chance, get the reissue of this if you can. It's if you like just snotty, ramshackle, 80s hardcore. Do it. Fuck, I pounded through that a lot faster than I thought I would. So, see ya.